day 52 of this lockdown, aka never ending story. You know what today is? It's Wednesday. That means it's Crazy Stepdad Story Day. This one goes out. Okay. Okay, this one's pretty good. Shout out to the Flu Manchu, by the way. Don't want to leave that neglected. This is when I was playing football. So I played football. I started playing football in 6th grade and played up to my senior year of high school. My stepdad went to one game my 9th grade year, one game my 11th grade year, and then he had the nerve to show up for parents' night my 12th grade year. Like, he was there to support me. So he goes to one game my 9th grade year. And keep in mind, I played in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I go to 9th grade. I'm playing. He comes to a game. And the game's over. And I'll never forget as long as we live. We lost 17-14. It was 14-0 the whole game we were losing. And we were playing a school called Lebanon High School. I went to a school called Talawanda High School. Yeah, it's like that in Ohio. We got some crazy high school names. And Lebanon was beating us last game of the year, 14-0. And the last quarter, our quarterback just throws two 80-yard bombs. And we tie it up 14-all. And Lebanon gets the ball back with a minute left. And what 9th grade kicker kicks a 40-yard field goal to win the game as time expires? So we lost the game on a 40-yard field goal by some 14-year-old phenom. And so, we're a little upset, but it was a great game. And I thought I played a decent game. So I get in the car, or his truck, the same truck that he threw the comb out of. I get in the truck after the game, and I'm thinking he's going to tell me good game, crazy. Because, people was crying. Because when you're in 9th grade, you feel like that's your whole life. I get in his truck, and he goes, "What were you doing out there?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "What were you doing out there embarrassing yourself?" He goes, "You up there moving around, dancing and stuff." I'm like this. What is he talking about? Okay, so here's what he's talking about. I sacked the quarterback, and I moonwalked back to the huddle. All right, I was destined to be an entertainer. I sacked the quarterback, and I moonwalked back to the huddle. And my team's laughing about it and cutting up. And the parents all know me. They know I'm a goofball. And he said, "Man, you should have heard the way the parents were talking about you. I was embarrassed to say I was your dad." I was like, "Well, you're not. You're my stepdad." And then he goes, "And you're embarrassing this family. When you leave this house, you represent this family." And I'm thinking, we live in a trailer park. That's not the family I'm trying to represent. Is the family the family I'm living in right now. I ain't trying to represent that at all. I'm trying to represent a good time. So he said I embarrassed the family, a bunch of other all the way back. I got to hear about I'm a terrible football player. He told me, "What were you doing helping that guy up? Man, when you play football, you knock his ass in the ground and you don't let him up ever." I was like, "Okay, here we go." So I go through all that, right? Now keep in mind, that same football coach that when I moonwalk back to the huddle, to this day, still tells the story of when I moonwalk back to the huddle, because that's how funny it was. All right. So I left the memory. And so then my 11th grade year, he comes to one game. And it wasn't even a real game. It was a scrimmage game, but it was a real game time situation scrimmage. So we had uniforms, running clock. It was a real game. It just didn't count, scrimmage game. And I'll never forget, we played a school called Tri-County North. It's a real small high school in Ohio. So I'm on the sidelines. It's my 11th grade year. And I'm very quick to tell people I was a slightly below average high school football player. Wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst, but it is what it is. So the whole team, well, not the whole team, but a lot of guys on the team, they knew what I was going through back in the trailer, because I would tell stories at lunchtime. And guys would always, they thought I was lying about these stories, but then when they meet my stepdad every now and then, they'd be like, "Oh man, something's not right with that dude." So my 11th grade year, I don't know if the team told the coach or a couple guys got in one of the coach's ear, was like, "Yo, Gary's dad's here." They didn't say stepdad, they said dad. They go, "He got to get in the game." My coach puts me in the game in the middle of a varsity, even though it was a scrimmage, it was varsity players out there. I go in, and it was like the football gods were looking out for me. It was like the first play, they do this double reverse, and I'm what they call monster back. We call it an Apache back because we were the Talawanda Braves. So we switched monster from like a roving linebacker DB. And I stayed home and I hit the guy, right? So if I don't tackle him, he's gone for a touchdown. So boom, hit him behind the line of scrimmage. Great play. Team's going nuts. A couple plays later, they run a sweep my way, and I hit the guy and he fumbled. And I go, no way. So I'm in like the first two series I'm in, I hit the guy for a loss, and I hit the guy and he fumbled it. And then we blew them out. It was a terrible game. We blew them out. So now I'm like, okay, he came to a game. I didn't help anybody up. I didn't like showboat. And a couple hours later, I get back to the trailer. He doesn't drive me back. I hung out with the team for a little bit, get back to the trailer that night. I walk in like, in my brain, there's nothing he can say now. I played a good game. I didn't showboat. What can he say? I walk in the trailer and I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm going to get some props for my stepdad because I can never remember him saying anything good about me the entire time I grew up. There was never a compliment. And I'm like, he's got to give me one. There's nothing. I walk in the trailer and he goes, hey, and my mom's sitting there. He goes, hey, who was that team you played today? I was like, oh, Tri-County North. He goes, man, that could have been the worst high school football team I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a team that bad. That was the worst. He's still looking at my mom going, I'm telling you, that was the worst high school football team I've ever seen. No talent. And I went, oh my God, he did it. He did it. He found a way to not give me credit. It wasn't that I was good or I had a good game. It was that other team was so bad. I was like, listen, I got to give the guy credit where credit is due. He found a way when there was no way. How did he do that? How did he figure out that I had a good game not to give me any props? But he did it. I got to give him that because I worked every scenario out in my head on the way back to the trailer that night. And I go, there's nothing. I did everything right. The other team was so bad. He's never in his life seen a high school team that bad in his existence. I was like, at that point I gave up. I said, there's nothing I can do to make him give me a compliment. The good thing is he never came to another game until my senior year. He had the nerve to show up at senior night. I was so mad. I was like, and then I had a sack senior night. And I was like, man, maybe if he would have came to more games, I would have had better games. So, is what it is. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. What's tomorrow? 78, 136. God dang. I can't believe we're in the 50s. All right. Another crazy stepdad story coming next week. See you guys tomorrow.